At dawn, the black convoy set forth from their kingdom beneath the ancient roots. Muscular workers dragged precious amber crystals through moss and mud, their glossy chitin gleaming in the golden sunrise. The Queen's cargo was worth protecting at any cost. The convoy approached the treacherous root bridge, a narrow path over the muddy ravine. Captain Cora checked every rope, every binding, while vigilant soldiers guarded the trail. But unknown to them, hostile eyes watched from the shadows. Far from the convoy, a Red scout burst through thorn tunnels, racing toward the Red Empire. His discovery would change everything. Dust flew from his mandibles as he sprinted through cracked clay corridors toward the looming fortress. The Red Empire fortress rose from the broken termite mound, dark and imposing, guarded by warriors with thorn spears and beetle shell shields. Torches burned at every corner, and war drums echoed in the distance. Before the great throne, the scout knelt and presented his prize, a stolen shard of glowing amber. The general's eyes gleamed with hunger. The war council gathered around the mud map, moving stone markers to mark the ambush point. The trap was set. The black convoy entered the root bridge, and an eerie silence fell over the forest. Soldiers raised their shields as fog crept across the wet bark. None knew the death that awaited them just ahead. A sharp-eyed soldier spotted it, a reflection of crimson in the puddle. Red chitin, red soldiers. The trap had sprung. His spear rose as alarm rippled through the convoy. From tunnels and thorn bushes, red warriors erupted in a thunderous assault. Resin fire pots shattered against bark sledges, igniting chaos. Red and black mandibles clashed in brutal combat as the ambush reached its bloody peak. In the ravine's shelter, black soldiers formed a shield wall around the precious amber crystals. Thorn axes hammered against bark shields, but they would not break. Not yet. Not while life remained. But the numbers were too great. Ropes were severed, sledges seized, workers captured. As the convoy collapsed in defeat, one desperate messenger dove under the root tunnel, escaping into darkness with a fragment of amber, the only hope for warning the Queen. Through tight passages choked with clay and roots, the wounded messenger dragged himself forward. Red torchlight danced behind him, but he could not stop. The amber shard weighed heavy in his mandibles, proof of the enemy's treachery. He burst from the underground and stumbled into the moonlit stream, water splashing around him as he fled. Behind him, the red torches drew closer. Ahead, the Black Kingdom glowed in the distance. Alarms echoed through the kingdom as guards rushed to receive the wounded messenger. He collapsed before the carved stone steps, the amber shard clutched in his broken grip. The Queen must be told. From the stone root throne, the Queen rose in terrible majesty. Her crown armor glowed with resin light as she received the shattered amber. In solemn silence, soldiers knelt in reverence. The time for war had come. In the forges, workers hammered thorn blades and bound beetle shell shields. Sparks flew like angry fireflies as weapons of vengeance took shape. Every swing of the hammer was a promise, every binding, a vow. Engineers constructed siege launchers from thorns and bark, from vine ropes and seedstone ammunition. These machines of war would carry the Black Colony to victory, or to death. In the rain, soldiers trained without rest. Shields locked together as one, siege machines rolled through slick mud. Lightning flashed across their glossy chitin as they prepared for the battles to come. Before the assembled army, the Queen bestowed upon Captain Cora an obsidian command blade. Soldiers fastened their armor and raised the dark leaf banners high. The forge fire of revenge burned in every heart. At dawn, the Black Army marched from the Root Kingdom. Thorn launchers, bark shields, and leaf banners stretched as far as the eye could see. The march to war had begun. At the stream, engineers built bark boats and loaded siege weapons onto leaf rafts. Soldiers pushed into the flowing water, reeds parting before them. But danger lurked beneath the surface. A massive shadow passed beneath the rafts. A hungry frog prowled the depths. Soldiers braced with spears as the rafts shook violently. Siege wheels slid dangerously near the edge. Working together, the soldiers pulled the sinking launcher from the mud. Ropes strained, bodies burned with effort. But they would not leave any soldier behind. The army pushed on. From the rock ledge, Captain Cora pointed toward the distant fortress. Beyond the dry thorns, Torchlight glowed from the Red Empire's walls. The scouts spread the attack map one final time. The Black Army surrounded the Red Empire under storm clouds. Thorn launchers were positioned, shields raised. Red guards lit their resin fire pots, preparing for the siege. Seed stones flew from the launchers, striking the Red Gate. Flaming thorns rained down as black shield lines advanced through explosions and sparks. The assault had begun. From a hidden tunnel, Red Beetle cavalry charged into the black flank. Black soldiers rotated shields and locked spears, bracing for the impact. The ground shook with the thunder of their charge. Black Leaf-Wing scouts dived over the fortress walls, cutting signal ropes and dropping smoke pods. Red defenders swung upward with thorn blades as the aerial assault scattered chaos across the towers. At the shattered gate, Captain Cora faced the Red General. Obsidian blade met thorn axe in a storm of sparks. Behind them, soldiers clashed in smoke and fire. Only one would survive this duel. The black shields broke through the gate at last. Red ants retreated into smoke and falling debris. Victory was at hand, paid for in blood and fire. In the darkness of the Red storage chamber, black soldiers found their captured workers, chained, exhausted, but alive. They cut the bindings and lifted their weakened brothers from the mud. The amber crystals glowed, reclaimed at last. The Red General made one final charge through the smoke. But surrounded by lowered spears, his fate was sealed. He fell before the captain, defeated but unbowed. Above the captured fortress, black ants raised their dark leaf banner into the dawn sky. Freed workers loaded the recovered amber crystals onto bark sledges. The red weapons lay abandoned in the mud. Smoke cleared to reveal golden sunrise, a new day for the Black Colony. Victory celebrations erupted throughout the captured fortress. Drums echoed off clay walls as soldiers embraced their rescued brothers. The amber crystals gleamed brighter than ever, their worth proven in blood and sacrifice. The Black Army began the march home, escorting rescued workers and recovered treasures. As the kingdom gates came into view, the Queen waited on the stone steps. In reverent silence, soldiers knelt before their sovereign. The Great War was won. The wounded messenger collapsed before the ancient throne, his trembling mandibles parting to deliver the dire warning. The Black Queen's amber eyes blazed with cold fury as her guards caught the fallen warrior. With a thunderous command that shook the cavern walls, she called her legions to war. Across the kingdom, thousands of warriors answered the call, streaming from tunnel and crevice to answer their queen's summons. The age of shadow had ended. The age of war had begun.